Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Empire Jeff TV. I am your host, Empire Jeff, coming to you on a Monday night from Los Angeles, California. And we are going to talk some Los Angeles Dodgers tonight. So pull up a chair, get comfortable, whether you're watching on your computer or your phone or your television, you're listening in the car, you're at home, wherever you may be. I appreciate you being here with me. So appreciate y'all, man. Hope you're having a good one, man. Just got the end of that Monday Night Football game. That was crazy. But we are here to talk some Los Angeles Dodgers. Some of these rumors going around. You know, we could talk about the Juan Soto situation. We got a little bit more details as far as why Juan Soto chose Queens over the Bronx. Some interesting little tidbits, if you will, there. So we will touch on those. But right now, we're here to talk that the Dodgers are potentially linked and going after the dominant left-handed reliever free agent from the San Diego Padres, formerly of the Miami Marlins, Mr. Tanner Scott. Mr. Shohei Ohtani kryptonite, Tanner Scott. Ohtani just can't seem to get a hit against this dude, right? So it'd be, if you might as well add him to your sorry guys, what just happened here? Go ahead and add him to your bullpen. You know, Ohtani can't seem to get a hit on him. So I think that's an interesting situation. I've been talking about Tanner Scott for a few months now. I'm surprised that really didn't come out until today. Really, that's been kind of a known thing within like the industry, within the beat writers, within the baseball writers. A lot of people pretty much already kind of knew that. I'm really surprised that kind of lingered underneath the surface there for a little bit. So Tanner Scott reportedly is seeking about a 4-year deal at about $15 million per season. So that's a $60 million contract for a reliever, a dominant reliever. I think Josh Hader, what did Josh Hader get? 5 years, a little under $100 million. So less than Hader. Tanner Scott is a beast. You add him in that bullpen. I know some people believe that the Dodgers pen already has enough lefties with Vesia and Banda. But as you saw with these injuries, and especially how much those guys were taxed last season, Vesia, Banda, and all, and you know, Banda broke his hand on a wall, getting emotional. Vesia's had some situations. Vesia had a really good year last year. I don't know if I fully trust him to do that again, right? I'm very happy with the year he had, and we need it again. But what I'm saying is, if you have a chance to get Tanner Scott, you don't pass on a Tanner Scott because you have Vesia or Banda, right? So $15 million is a lot of money for a reliever, but he could come in, be your certified shutdown closer guy. And then you got the Trinans, you got the Evan Phillipses, you got the Kopechs. Like I said, you got Vesia, you got Banda, you got other guys. Maybe Dustin May goes into that pen this year. There's going to be some guys thrown in there that are going to be worn down a little bit from last year, right? So you're going to have to get some new guys in there that can help with that. And Tanner Scott would be an excellent addition. $15 million. I mean, look what you're paying closers, man. You know, they paid Kenley. They paid guys in the past, you know, really legitimate closers. I mean, Diaz got over $100 million, right? So if you can go and you can get a Tanner Scott, you know, if he wants 4 years, $60 million, I mean, cost of winning, man, cost of winning. So we'll see what comes down to it. I think he would be an excellent addition to this Dodger team, and adding in all the way, you know, more pieces into that bullpen, and especially as we get down and try to limit some of the starting pitching, when we're going to have, you know, 6-man rotation, probably not a lot of heavy innings. And if you're going to go deeper in the starting rotation to save those arms, and you're probably also going to have to go deeper in the bullpen to save those arms as well, because if the bullpen guys would have burned out, we would have been cooked. We would have lost the World Series. So I like the idea. I like the plan of it. I've been talking about Tanner Scott to the Dodgers for a minute. I think this is something that's realistic. The money's not necessarily attractive from the Dodger perspective, but when you get a lights out guy like that, you're going to have to pay for it. You know, that guy's going to have options. He's going to have plenty of people in the market for him. Contenders will be in the market for him. And if he's going to take, you know, if he's going to take a reduction in pay, then he might as well just go somewhere and be a setup guy, right? And just get that money. So if he's going to come in and be the Dodgers closer, even though the Dodgers do go closer by committee, and even if they do add Tanner Scott, they still might do that, which is why they may not want to pay him full rate closer money. But Tanner Scott is lights out. And I would love the addition of him, adding him on top of adding a Blake Snell. So you added a lefty starter. You had a lefty guy in the pen if you do this. And we're on the right track. So what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about Tanner Scott? Is this something that you have interest in? Do you like the money? situation? Like, what's going on? Let me know what you guys think about Tanner Scott. We'll come back to it. We'll circle back to him later in the show. But that was the topic of the show tonight is Tanner Scott. We'll be spending some time talking on him, talking about the Dodger bullpen. But I know that the name on the top of everyone's mind is Teoscar Hernandez, right? Teo. All off season. Juan Soto, who? That's what everyone, all Dodger fans. Juan Soto, who? No, Teo. You guys love you some Teo. I love Teo, right? But exactly what is playing out right now with Teoscar Hernandez is what I've been telling you was going to play out. I told you guys all of this, right? So I told you that there was no way that Teo was going to sign before Soto because it never made sense for him to do so. If he signed before Soto, he'd be giving the Dodgers essentially a deal, right? He'd be giving them less than market value potentially, because if the Yankees lost Soto, which they did, they'd be looking for a bat. Mets didn't get Soto, they'd be looking for a bat. Boston's looking for an outfield bat, a corner outfield bat. The Dodgers obviously still in play there. And who knows, there could be a mystery team. So at the end of the day, it never made sense for Soto to remove all of those potential bidders from the process, especially when he's trying to get a raise on last year's money and trying to get a 3-4 year deal. Having multiple teams interested and involved could be the very way and reason how Teo gets a guaranteed 4th year from the Dodgers. Now, I'm not for that. I don't want a guaranteed 4-year deal for Teoscar Hernandez. And as much as you guys love Teo, as much as you love Teo, you don't want it either, because it'll be the Chris Taylor thing all over again, like we talked about last night. And I loved Chris Taylor then. I loved what he did for the team. I love Teo now, but in 4 years from now, it's not going to probably be this version of Teo. He's not that good defensively already. He has to overachieve offensively to make up for a lack of defense. And now they got to put him in right field because he's just not very good in left. And that's a lot of money. I find it during the whole Soto sweepstakes and the whole Soto thing, and everyone pushing back in the mentions and in the comments, just nonstop talking about they didn't want Soto because he doesn't play defense. And I'm like, why y'all acting like Teo's a Gold Glover? He's not. Like, right? Teo, phenomenal year at the plate. Absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal throw in that World Series game to get out Stanton. Phenomenal throw, even though one of us might have been able to do that with the way Stanton was running. Having said that, we don't win a World Series championship without Teoscar Hernandez. We don't end up with the best record in Major League Baseball without Teoscar Hernandez. We probably don't even escape the first round of the playoffs without Teoscar Hernandez. So I want Teo back. I really want Teo back. I've always really wanted Teo back. I've always liked Teo. But at the end of the day, we got to keep it real here and say that Teo, he's not a $25 million a year guy. If he gets that, God bless him. But he's not. He's not a $25 million a year guy. This is a guy last year who struggled to get a 1-year deal. Comes here and plays in this lineup with these guys, inflates his stats playing with them, right? And, you go plug him in somewhere, doesn't have this lineup, and pitchers can go after him. He's going to be back to being that Toronto or Seattle Teo that's just striking out left and right and not driving into runs because there's no one on base ahead of him. So Teo had a lot of RBIs. He got a lot of home runs, but it was also a product of the environment. So you got to give Teo credit. He took advantage of the opportunity, but you also have to give the Los Angeles Dodgers credit for adding him to this lineup. And that's been kind of my push when I've been talking about like a Nolan Arenado or even Conforto, like these guys, plugging them into this lineup next to this greatness. And guys are going to be better as a result. And I hope Teo, and I'm sure he does, because I don't think Teo's out there looking like I'm going to go to the highest bidder and that's it. I think he wants it to be the Dodgers and wants, to be comparable. I think Teo would potentially leave money on the table to remain a Dodger. The Dodgers can't go crazy though. They can't go crazy. If they're going to sit up here and like, look, we're not going 4 years, $100 million. I mean, I'm assuming maybe they do. I'm just saying whatever okay, let me rephrase that. Wherever their number is, wherever their ceiling is for what they would offer Teo, they're probably not going to go above that. Wherever they feel is maximum of what they can do, then they will probably walk away. So I don't think Teo wants to play that game. I don't think he wants to end up with a Freddie Freeman situation. All of a sudden they go make a move. He finds out about it when they make the move, and now he's got to pivot and go somewhere, right? And it hurts Teo the second the Dodgers make a move first, right? Because that limits his biggest competitor, the place he wants to be, the place he's trying to get money from. So I will say this, though. Last year around this time when I was talking about Teoscar Hernandez coming to the Dodgers, there weren't a lot of people that loved the idea of it. A lot of people were saying he struck out too much. He's never won, yada, yada, yada. I knew it was a very big addition before they got him because putting that bat against left-handed pitching in the playoffs, I felt was going to be a cheat code for us. I felt that he would help us very early on in playoffs where these other guys had struggled, and he did. I talked about that a lot last postseason, before and after we got him. He was not a household name, for a lot of Dodger fans. I was talking about him a lot last offseason. So when we got him, a lot of people had concerns about it, just like they did about Conforto this year, right? Just like they quote unquote did about Soto. But I will tell you this about Teo, is Teo recognized the opportunity, came here, took the 1 year, rebuilt his brand and his name basically in baseball, and now he's got options here. Now he could probably secure a 3 or 4 year deal. If I'm a Major League Baseball club, I don't give him a guaranteed 4th year. I don't do that. If a team comes in and offers that, I'm not sure the Dodgers match that. So we'll wait to see. Maybe the Dodgers up the AAV a little bit on year 1, 2, or 3 in general. Maybe a little bit of a signing bonus there to entice. But outside of that, I don't think the Dodgers will, nor do I think it's smart for them to offer a 4-year deal to Teoscar Hernandez. And I've got to continue to reemphasize this, because I feel people think that, when you talk facts about Teo, they get their feelings about it a little bit. We love Teo. Everybody loves Teo, man. But at the end of the day, I don't love Teo for $25 to $27 million a year for 4 years. I don't love that. I don't believe the Dodgers would love that. And I think Teo's expecting that. And if someone else offers him that and he leaves for that, then, that's all you can do, right? That's all you can do. I think at some number, I think 3 years, 75 guaranteed would be my ceiling for Teo. That would be my absolute ceiling. I would hope for a little bit less. I would hope for like a 3-year, I don't know, $66 to $69 million deal. But 75 would probably be my ceiling for Teo. So let me know in the chat. How many years, how much money for Teo would you be comfortable with that you would do? Because I don't think I would do that. Now, maybe the Yankees get desperate. I don't think Boston's in a desperate position. I think they want people, or their base, or people to think they're in on people. I think they want the news coverage. This group has not spent like that in a while. So I think it's Yankees who might have to pivot here. And we're going to talk about some of that Soto stuff and the Yankees stuff. Some of the things that came out today of why Soto potentially cooled on the Yankees, which I found to be pretty interesting. Some of these stories coming out today kind of came out of nowhere, some of these things. But we knew last night, like, there's going to be something that came out here. We found out, we'll touch on this in a second. So pretty much the news of today is Tanner Scott, the Dodgers are involved on him. I think that would be a great signing for the Dodgers. Teoscar Hernandez has interest in Boston, has interest from the Yankees and Boston, while having interest in going to Boston. But reportedly, his preference is to, and has always been, to stay with the Los Angeles Dodgers and attempt to defend their championship and repeat. So it's been kind of quiet today on Teo. We haven't heard like, he's meeting with the Yankees, or Boston is locked in on getting him, or New York is putting the full court press after losing him. I think the Yankees may end up with Santander is what I think is going to happen. So Santander goes to New York. That takes one piece off the board for the Dodgers. And I think the Dodgers are kind of hoping that some of these guys come off the board. So if Santander goes to the Yankees, that takes them out of play. Then it's Dodgers or Boston. And I think the Dodgers would be in the driver's seat at that point, as long as they come with some type of competitive offer. Like I just feel that would be. So the Dodgers doing this whole process, they've been playing this pretty smart. And like I've been telling you guys all off season, Teo was never, ever going to sign before Soto. Now, it would have been lovely if there was a pivot and it automatically went into Teo. But remember, the 3 teams who are heavily involved in Teo right now were 3 teams that are at one point involved on Soto. So now they probably had conversations. Maybe they thought there was a chance Soto would go to LA. Wouldn't have to necessarily get in a major bidding war for Teo. So there's some things that have to be sorted out here. And Teo sitting back, and good for him. He had a phenomenal year. Now he has a chance to cash in on that. But hopefully for Teo and for the Dodgers' sake and for our sake, he gets a good deal. He comes back, and he's the starting right fielder for the Los Angeles Dodgers in the 2025 season. Some other news today we got is that Mookie Betts is not coming into the infield to play second base. They announced today that Mookie will be going back to shortstop. Don't love that either. But this opens the door for some things that are out there. So when I was sitting back here and I was telling you guys that the guy that I can see coming financially, they can make some things work, but I don't know where they're going to put him. And that was Nolan Arenado. And I'm going to touch on this for a few minutes here because I'm sitting back. I'm like, okay, Mookie's at second. Maybe they put Lux at short, or they do some split with Edman and Miggy at short. And then Edman just plays center when he's not playing short. And I'm like, where are you going to put Arenado? You got Muncy at third. I don't think they're moving Muncy for Arenado. But this is interesting because if you move Mookie to short now, you could move Muncy to second. And all of a sudden, third base opens for Arenado. Now, I know a lot of Dodger fans, again, a lot of Dodger experts on YouTube don't like Arenado. They don't like Soto. They don't really like anyone until they get him, right? I will tell you this. Nolan Arenado in this Dodger system with this team, with that glove, I think we will see closer to the 2022 Nolan Arenado than we did the 2024 one. Something to play for, guys that play within this lineup that can just totally get him kind of back on track. Now, he's got some deferrals in that money already. And here's how I think the Dodgers can potentially get this done. Chris Taylor makes about $13 million next year. You could move him, some other pieces. I don't think you're going to see any high-level prospects going for Nolan Arenado. But you send Chris Taylor back, who's got 1 year guarantee left on his deal. St. Louis is going to love that. $13 million. And then you make the Cardinals pay the remainder or the bulk of Arenado's deal for next year. So next year, we'd essentially be getting Arenado for free off of moving Chris Taylor's money. St. Louis will love it because they would get out from under Arenado's contract moving forward past next year. Let me load this up here real quick. They would like that from that perspective, right? Because then they'd get out from under it. They would take in CT3 for 1 year for $13 million and then pay the difference between 13 and what Arenado was making. And there's some funky things in that contract because he's got deferrals. He has some deferrals that were from, I think, the 21 and 22 season, and he has some deferrals moving later into this deal. So let's go ahead and load this up, and we'll break this down and talk about what I am talking about now with Nolan Arenado. So let me throw this up on the screen here. So just bear with me a second here, and we're going to get into some math here. We're going to get into some math on Mr. Nolan Arenado. Okay. Let's go ahead and check this out here. Let me make sure. Let me see what you guys can see. Let me go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this here. Let me go check the screen and see what you guys seeing what I'm seeing. Okay, so now as we go on and look at this, all right, as we look at Nolan Arenado, if we look at this, okay, he's going to make a $21 million salary this year. Okay, Chris Taylor's making 13. If you can get the St. Louis Cardinals to eat a good chunk of the remaining $8 million on Arenado's contract, then what you do in that is you can go ahead and you can basically get him for next to nothing for next year. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look here. Nolan Arenado, okay, $21 million next year, okay, $16 million in 2026, $15 million in 2027. But he has got deferrals, okay? He has got deferrals. Let's see. So let's go ahead and take a look at what he's got coming up here. So you see $21 million in 2025, $16 million, and $15 million. So everybody's looking at that. Oh, that's not bad. That's not too bad of money there, right? But when you come down here and you're looking at the deferred money, in 2025, he's got $2 million deferred, 2026, $2 million deferred, 2027, $2 million deferred, and all these are deferred here, okay? Now, it's all about the years in which they had that deferral from, okay? $20 million of the 2021 salary, they're deferred at $2 million annually, July 1st, 2022 to 2031. That is not on the Dodgers because that's the $20 million of the 2021 salary. $30 million of 2022 through 2026 salary, which the Dodgers wouldn't have 2022. They wouldn't have 2023. They wouldn't have 2024. They would just have 2025 and 2026. So then the Dodgers would have to work out something with the Cardinals on the deferred money, and it's really not as bad as you would think. So you have a chance to get Nolan Arenado for $21 million minus whatever they kick into offset Taylor's contract. You take 13 off of that, that's 8. You probably get them at bare minimum to pay at least $4 million of that remaining 8 for next year. And then you're sitting there and you've got Nolan Arenado for $4 million roughly. I'm just guesstimating here, maybe less, maybe a little more. And then 2026 and 2027, you have at $16 and $15 million. And there's some money in deferrals there. And who's to say that Dodgers can't move him as it gets toward the back end of that deal, like they would potentially do with Chris Taylor in this deal? So that's where I'm going at it with this. So I bring my basketball CBA knowledge, math that you guys are used to me doing into baseball here, right? So this is exactly what I'm talking about. So you potentially go and you move CT3 and it's $13 million. And the second year of that is non-guaranteed. So you only get 1 year of Taylor and they can move him, do whatever they want, doesn't get him for assignment, whatever. They can get him out of there. And the Dodgers can get Nolan Arenado for 2025 for somewhere between $0 and $8 million. Somewhere between $0 and $8 million to play that hot corner where he still has a good glove and that bat can absolutely wake up playing in this Dodger lineup. And Nolan Arenado, he still has some game left, man. I'm telling y'all. He still has some game left. And I think he has a chance. He's 34 years of age. Does make the infield a little bit older because if you're taking Lux out of there, putting Muncy at second, Mookie at short, Arenado at third. But now you're talking. Local boy comes home, plays where he's want to play. And I'm telling you, I have a strong feeling that bat would wake up. That glove is still pretty solid. And there you go. There's an addition right there. Now, we're not done. Then you can go, right? Let's go ahead. Then you can go, if you don't get Tanner Scott, if you don't make that happen, and then you're going to go down here, and we're going to look here at Devin Williams, 30 years old, $8 million, $8.4 million in 2025 for arbitration. Okay. That's an estimate. Could be lower, could be higher, but this is arbitration. You have the final. This is why Milwaukee would be trading. Like, why would they be trading this guy? But because he's going into his final year of arbitration and they're going to look to move him to not get, lose him for nothing. So here's where this comes into play. If you go and you move CT3 and something else for Arenado, St. Louis pays all or a portion of that $8 million from 13 to 21. You get Arenado at a much, much reduced rate. Then you move someone like Gavin Lux and someone else for Devin Williams, little over half less of what Tanner Scott would be. Only a 1-year deal here. And you've got some movement here on a closer, corner infielder, improves your defense. And I still think that Nolan can turn that bat around. So that's where I stand with that. That's exactly where I stand with that. So I'm curious to know what you guys think about that. I'll get to your guys' chats right now, but that's kind of my pitch for how the Nolan Arenado situation could work. Because I think everyone's just looking at it like they're just going to trade for Nolan Arenado, but aren't really breaking down as to why or how. A lot of people that are done with Chris Taylor. Do you mean to tell me that you would not move Chris Taylor for Nolan Arenado? Arenado, I'm telling you, he has a chance to do some things here. Feels like he's always wanted to be a Dodger, and this might be his best chance to be. The money's going to be less and less for the Dodgers to take on. It's deferred the final 2 years, some of it. And the St. Louis Cardinals would more than likely be paying a chunk of the separation between CT's money and his. So let me know in the chat what y'all think about that, because I think that's something that can absolutely happen. And this is if the Dodgers don't get Tanner Scott. The Williams deal probably doesn't make sense if they get Tanner Scott, right? Not probably, doesn't make sense. That makes sense for the Dodgers, just not for Tanner Scott. Man, imagine you got both those dudes in that bullpen on top of what you already had. Oh my God. But that's going a little too crazy. That's a little too PlayStation. But I think the Dodgers have a chance to get one of those guys. But now let's say, because now we getting froggy, right? Let's say you sign Tanner Scott. And then you got Lux, and maybe you give up some of these prospects and you go after a Garrett Crochet. So like I said, the Dodgers, well, I was talking to a guy yesterday, and he's like, the Dodgers are involved in so much. He goes, I can't even get the pulse on which one they're more deep in. He goes, they're in on Crochet. He goes, they're still technically in on Buehler. He goes, they're definitely obviously still in the leader in the clubhouse for Teo. He goes, they're in on Tanner Scott. They're in on Williams. They're in on, there's a couple of guys I can't say. They're in on a few things that no one's even said or talked about. So the Dodgers got their hands in so many things. And that's what's so beautiful about the winter meetings. The winter meetings are just GMs meeting with everybody, teams meeting with everybody, meeting with players. It is where you go and establish these moves. Exactly where you go. And this is the time. So I think, this is just a guess, but I think we get a Teo decision at these meetings. I think we get a Crochet move at these meetings. I think we get a Walker Buehler decision towards the end of these meetings. And then I think you see some trades start to happen after that. So going to be exciting times here, man. So I've been talking for 30 minutes here. I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys, add you guys to the show here with your chats and your comments. I want to appreciate you guys. This is Empire Jeff TV. I'm Empire Jeff. We talk MLB. We talk the Dodgers. We talk NBA. We talk the Lakers. We talk all kinds of things over here. So if you are new to the channel, please subscribe and drop a like on the video. Let me do a like check. Shout out to Search. I see you in here working, brother. Let's do a like check. 20 likes on the video right now. Come on, y'all. 20 likes. We got 80 people in the building right now on YouTube. 80 people in the building right now on YouTube. 82 to be exact. Shout out to everyone on YouTube right now. Drop a like on the video. Come on. Come on. Let me get the Ron sample in here. Come on, Ron, help me out, brother.
Acknowledge me, please.
Come on and acknowledge me, man. Putting in all this work. 81 people in the building right now. 21 likes. We need to do better than that. Come on, man. Y'all telling me I suck with 21 likes. Come on, man. Maybe I do. But yeah. So a couple of things. I want to remind you to get your MLB, NBA, and NFL gear and more. Make sure to use our link to get special discounts, and your purchase also helps support the channel. So if you didn't know, we have partnered with Fanatics, and the good people at Fanatics provided us a link. And when you order through Fanatics using our link, then they take care of the channel. So great way to get that gear you want for yourself, a family member, a loved one for Christmas. Your order experience does not change. You are entitled to some special discounts. And the only difference is if you order through them, through our link, you get the same Fanatics experience. It's just we get credit for the order. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. You can also become a member on the channel. For less than the cost of lunch, you can become a member for an entire month. Hit that join button that's on the channel page, or the first link in the description is a link to where you can become a member. We got 3 different levels of membership. We got member-only videos, member-only vlogs. We're going to have member-only live streams, some giveaways. Great way to help support the channel. It's like giving 1 super chat a month. Really trying to grow out that membership program. Shout out to all the new members. Shout out to Search for giving away 15 memberships the other night. But as we continue to build this out, the membership program is important. I want to start doing a lot of content on the membership portion of this show. So as we continue to build that up, as that gains, once we get to 50 members, gonna really start taking that off there and going. If you guys got a membership, gifted a membership via Search for that free month, I ask you to please stay longer than the month. Give us a chance over here as we continue to build this out. Shout out to everyone over on Twitter X as well. Y'all been rocking super heavy the last couple weeks. And let's go ahead and get to some of your chats here, man. So who we got first? We got Eminem. MM said, what's up with Teo? So I touched on that. So currently sitting here looking at probably negotiating Teo between a 3 and 4 year deal between $23 and $27 million is probably the range. I think 27 is too high. Teo probably thinks 23 is too low. Maybe they meet in the middle and get about 25, but we'll wait and see where it goes. BC, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you for tuning in as always. All of the LA going crazy, right? Dodgers, Galaxy, win the cup on Saturday. The LA teams winning this season. What's going on, DJ? Lakers in 5. DJ from Lakers in 5. Go subscribe to Lakers in 5. Good guys, great content. They do shows every single night. They cover the Lakers over there. DJ runs a good show, got a good panel over there. DJ, if you are driving tonight, if you're working tonight, drive safe, brother. Appreciate you for tuning in. Make sure to also go follow my guys over at Lakers Fast Break, Joe Soro and the crew, Gerald Glassford over there, always showing me a lot of love. Make sure to go subscribe to them as well. Search, I see you, brother. Appreciate you as always. Miguel says, checking in. Salute, Miguel. Appreciate you on the check-in, man. Appreciate you on the check-in. Jennifer, what's going on? Can't wait till the game in Tokyo. Is it March yet? Yeah, me too, man. I'm super excited. I would love to go to that. I don't think I'm going to be able to though. But man, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'd say this again, when we get Roki, because I still believe we are, and we go in there with Roki, Yamamoto, Ohtani's not going to pitch in that series. It's not sounding like, but still, to have all of them out there, my God, that would be absolutely incredible. Joe, what's up, my guy? He said, Jeff, my man, good evening. Good evening to you, Joe. Appreciate you as well. What's going on, Jennifer? Big Dave TV. What's going on, Big Dave? Thoughts on Kyle Tucker trade to the Dodgers? You know, I started to see that before I came on live here. I was watching the Monday Night Football. You know, it's funny you said that because okay, since you brought it up, like I said, he's one of the guys I wasn't going to bring up for a couple of reasons here. But Kyle Tucker, I've got another conversation I've got to do on that. I've got to get a little bit more info and intel on that. Kind of started the conversation with that earlier tonight, and I need to get more. But as far as Kyle Tucker, a trade between those two teams would be interesting. But more on that to come. But interesting name, to say the least. Interesting name. Bridges, what's good, my guy? He said, what's up, Jeff? Haven't been able to watch live lately, but I always tune in when I can and hit that like, hey, appreciate you, Bridges. People got lives. You're busy. It's all good. It's all good, man. You know, you're not Empire Jeff TV does not punish when people take breaks. You're free to come and go as you please. And I appreciate that you came back. So welcome, sir. Appreciate having you as always. She said, Juan Soto. That's funny. Gemini said, I must admit, I thought your Dodgers had a chance for Soto. Soto didn't come back to my Yankees. It's all good. I'm laughing because Dodgers fans I know are already basically telling Mets fans, slow down. Yeah, slow down. So let's pause here for a second and talk about the Yankees and the Soto situation real quick. When we did the show last night, we knew that the $5 million difference, we knew that there was going to be more to that. We knew this. There's no way that he just chose the Mets for $5 million more. 1 year less, $5 million more. We knew there were going to be stipulations. Apparently, the Yankees did have deferred money in there, which I assumed. And basically what it was is they reached the Yankees ceiling. 760 was it. Went to Cohen. Cohen was chipping away with $5 million increments. 705, 710, 715, 720, 7 da-da-da-da-da-da. When he got to 765 and they called the Yankees back, the Yankees folded. They folded up. And that was it. And, they say that Soto had an incident at Yankee Stadium. His family, one of his parents got removed from a section of the stadium. He didn't, reports that he didn't necessarily love playing with Judge. Didn't want to be overshadowed. There were just a few things. Didn't know if the Yankees were going to go all in on winning. Felt better going with Cohen rather than Hal Steinbrenner. Just a lot of things that started to come out today from the Soto decision. And there's probably going to be more. But I knew that last night. There's got to be more to this. There's no way he goes to the Mets over the Yankees for $5 million more unless he just really wanted to be a Met. And we hear that the Red Sox, I go, why they put those Red Sox fans through that on Thanksgiving dinner, man, on Thanksgiving Day, Thanksgiving night, making them think that they got Juan Soto, man. Dodgers reportedly offer capped out at $600 million. So technically we were right. They really weren't going to get into a bidding war. Did they drive the price up? I think it was always probably going to get there because the Mets and the Yankees and probably the Red Sox were going to continue to drive that up. It made more sense for Boston to drive the price up on the Yankees than anyone. That's their main rival. And the Dodgers tapped out at $600 million. And that seems about in line with what, we've been saying all offseason, that we didn't think they were going to get into an entire bidding war. I said that when they got to $600 million, I don't know if that's where it stopped or if they went further. We just heard that they got to $600 million. Once they got to $600 million, it seemed like the price was not going to be $600 million. And I just did not see the Dodgers going too much higher than that. I was surprised they went to that. So we got some confirmation on that. And this basically came down to the Mets and the Yankees, which I had predicted was going to be the teams that came down to. Most of the season, I had them going back to the Yankees. As soon as the postseason was over and I saw him turn that hat around, but the MLB logo instead of the Yankee logo. And that's when I started feeling, okay, it's Yankees, Mets, and I lean Mets now. I changed my mind. And you guys know that. I talked about it enough. Changed my mind. And at that point of the postseason, when the postseason had ended, I was feeling Mets. And I felt that it was going to come down to the Mets and Yankees. Dodgers were further in the chase than I thought they would be. But in the end, when it came down to putting money on it, which I would have done the Mets, he went where I would have put my money on it. And he got his money. And the Mets put the money on it. Queens get the money. So interesting stuff coming out of New York today about that situation with his parents, the thing with Aaron Judge, the fact that the Yankees did get a chance to match the deal, the fact that the Yankees did have some deferral money in that deal, and the Mets just pulled out all the stops. So like, look, what you want, 15 years instead of 16? Done. You want the highest offer? Done. You want no deferrals? Done. You want an opt-out? Done. You want to raise if you don't opt out? Done. And now the Mets are going to be focused on going to add other people. So remember when the Dodgers got Shohei Ohtani last year, man, they didn't stop. They'd already had Glass now. And then they went and got Yamamoto. Then they added Teo. Like they still kept going. So I would expect, I was hearing most of the postseason that Alonso most likely wasn't going to be back with the Mets, even if they got or didn't get Soto because of the demands. They didn't want to pay what his market probably would be, but his market is starting to dry up a little bit there. So maybe he does come back, So it's like, we'll see what the lineup ends up being. They're going to continue to add people. They're going to have to continue to add arms. They're going to have to add people to this team. They will, but will it be enough? That National League, man, you got the Dodgers, you got the Padres, you got the Phillies, you got the Braves. Milwaukee had a good year. And now, the Mets came out of nowhere, the OMG Miracle Mets. Now they're doing their thing again after getting to the NLCS. And now they have added to their team. And we will see what that looks like and what that becomes down the line. Let's see. BC said, you should make logos for all the different LA sports teams. Make logos? What do you talk about for like the overlay here? Or you talk about like, what do you mean? Like from when I'm covering each team? Give me a little bit more intel or like context of what you mean. Like how I have the LA one right here. So if I'm talking about another team, yeah, maybe we can probably do something like that. But I'm not sure if that's what you intended. Obviously, yeah, make sure to follow me on TikTok as well. I'm posting content on there daily. Empire Jeff TV on TikTok, Empire Jeff TV on IG, Empire Jeff _ on Twitter X, and obviously Empire Jeff TV here on YouTube. Lakers Dodgers for life. What's up, Primo? What's going on, my guy? What's up, Jeff? We cannot afford to lose out on Teo. Dodgers had the opportunity to sign Teo to a contract extension during this season. We chose not to do that. Now there's a chance we get outbid for him. I know you are a pessimist when it comes to the Dodger moves and decisions. We know this, right? You like to second guess everything and then kind of beat them up when things don't do it. But at the end of the day, I mean, a lot of people do that. I've done that in the past. At the end of the day, the Dodgers were not about to commit to him until they saw what he did in the playoffs. And then at the end of the day, also, Teo was also playing the long game here for a long-term deal. So I talked about this multiple times during the season. If this goes down, people are acting like the Dodgers had the option. Here, Teo, sign this extension, and it's a done deal. From what I'm hearing, that was never really an option on either side. The Dodgers wanted to see what he did come playoff time, and he was looking to maximize his potential to get a long-term deal. I heard that multiple times during the season. That ended up to be pretty much true. So Teo was sitting here with house money because if this goes wrong, the Dodgers are going to get all the blame. But at the end of the day, Teo is doing the same exact thing the Dodgers are doing. It's not just as simple of just pay the man, get it done. It's not that simple. Teo wasn't fully interested in doing a contract extension. And the Dodgers weren't really fully committed to doing that yet until after the season. There's a two-way street. Now, the Dodgers could have came in and offered crazy money. He probably would have took it, but they didn't want to do that prior to the playoffs, and I understand that. At the end of the day, I still think he comes back. And if it ends up a little bit of a bidding war, then Teo said all he wanted to do about being here and doing all that. And I understand that was in the moment, but now he's got to deliver on that. And he's got to make it happen if that's exactly what he wants. And he's in a good position right now. And I'm happy for him. But yeah, from what I'm hearing, there really was no chance of an extension from either side during the season. 3 years max, I'll go for Teo. Yeah, I would do a 4th year team option. But yeah, guaranteed 3 years. I have a feeling Boston or Yankees might go to 5 years. If they go to 5 years for a guy that's not very great defensively, and if that bat takes a hit, you are stuck. So I don't know if they do that though. BC says Teo is delusional if he wants to make as much as an MVP. He's better off without that kind of greed. So at least Soto has numbers to back up his demands. Yeah, if he wants 4 or 5 years guaranteed, the Dodgers are probably going to pass on that, and they should. ENG, what's going on, man? Give Teo the money. He's worth it. He was so clutch in the playoffs. Dodgers will need him in the postseason. I agree that they're going to need him, but everything has a ceiling and everything has a roof, right? Teoscar Hernandez making $25 to $27 million just doesn't seem realistic for the Dodgers. Boston wouldn't give Mookie 30. They won't give Teo 25. Yeah, that's fair. That's a good point, BC. He's definitely not worth it. Let him walk. Not for that money. He's worth it on this team. He's worth keeping, and he's worth paying probably up to $23 million. Anything north of that, you start to get a little bit crazy, man. Start to get a little bit crazy there. Had a lower OPS than Kike. Yeah, ENG, welcome to the show, man. If it's your first time, make sure to subscribe, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Yankees might get desperate and give Teo 4 years. But I think the Yankees are going to get Santander. I think they do. And if they do, that takes them out of the running, and that really helps the Dodgers. So like I said, I can see the Dodgers really waiting this out again. So like if Santander comes off the market to the Yankees, that just leaves LA, Boston. I think LA can beat that because he's not going to Boston to win anything. They're playing the cold, right? And you're going to pass up coming back to play to repeat for a championship to just go to Boston. Dodgers need to resign both Hernandez bros. I hope so, too. I hope both. Alonso and Santander fit Yankees profile. They absolutely do, BC. Absolutely. And I can see both of them happening there. Home runs over everything else. Yep, it definitely fits with their profile. I've heard rumors about Teo and the Yankees. Hey, wouldn't mind him at all. I wouldn't. Here's the thing. I believe the Yankees are involved on Teo, but I think he's a backup plan to Santander. That's just my personal opinion. What's going on, Daniel Barry? How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you for tuning in. Don't care. Says Mookie at shortstop sounds bad. His offense is going to suffer. Well, let's just hope that this isn't, the permanent solution throughout next year. Or maybe, again, you got to really take these things as they come out. They said he was going to second. Now they're saying he's going to short. This could be a whole thing of them playing gamesmanship with other teams here. Like, look, we don't got to make a move on this. We'll just put Mookie there. Oh, we don't got to go do that. We can go get Arenado. Oh, we don't got to go do that. We can just trade Lux right now. This could be them just playing some games within the game here. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of that. Must resign Teoscar. Yes. I think it's going to definitely try, man. Arenado train left 3 years ago. Let's move on. 2 years ago. And like I said, for the money, and if you're essentially swapping Chris Taylor for him, I don't see how that's a bad thing. Hope we get Nolan. I wouldn't hate it, especially how I laid it out, how I planned it out. That really wouldn't bother me at all. Another sponsorship to the show here, Code118 Wallets, man. Great minimalistic wallet, RFID protection. I don't have it on me. Great wallet with a bunch of ways that you can alter the wallet. It's got different additions and modules to it. You can add a GPS tracker, expansion packs. You can make it look like a traditional leather wallet with a sleeve. A lot of different things you can get right there. Incredible wallet. I've got a few of them myself. They're a friend of the show. They listen to the show. Great products. Absolutely great products. My favorite wallet I've got going right now. And right now with our code, you get 15% off. It's already on sale. It's a great product, a great company, 100% money back guarantee, lifetime satisfaction guarantee, lifetime. Great product. Get your Code118 wallets today. Use that link right here on the screen. And great wallet. Very inexpensive. As good as those ones that cost $100, and you get it for like $29.99 plus my discount, man. So go ahead and check it out. Great products. Search says I personally own a 118 wallet, and they're badass wallets. Talk to them, Search. Talk to them. They're incredible. Disgusting overpay. Taylor should be paying the Dodgers at this point to continue wearing their uniform. I hear you. But BC, I'm telling you, man, if you could flip CT3 and get Arenado, no matter what you think about Arenado, that's an upgrade off that player. Chris, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you tuning in. And as always, my brother Chris, the art director, a.k.a. the graphic god. Appreciate you, my guy. Hope you're having a good night. Get Nolan, says Chris, man. Chris wants Nolan. BC, new member, you should make a logo for all the different LA sports teams. So he said, you talk, okay, you say for the sports teams. Let's see. So I don't know if he meant like all LA sports teams or just all the baseball teams we cover. So I wasn't sure. I'm thinking for the member badges. I do got to do member badges. Definitely got to do that. But yeah, throw that. I'll throw a community post up later tonight for the members. I've told you guys I did a member only video, a couple of them. You can go to that comment section on those videos. I also gave my email address away in those videos where you can go ahead and make the recommendations in there, man. I'm gonna do another member only tonight or tomorrow. Let's see. Make sure you could also tap that Cash App that's scrolling on the bottom of the screen right here. $ Empire Jeff. Tanner Scott would solidify this Dodger bullpen. Oh, he absolutely would. 1 second. I'm getting during the offseason when I start getting these texts, I have to look. So 1 second. Doesn't look like nothing happening here. Okay. Nothing of importance anyways. Lakers Dodgers for life said, at first I thought Teo was a lock to come back. I can't say that as of today. Things have changed. I feel there's possibility he won't come back. It would be disappointing to lose him. He's a crucial piece to this team, and I would hate to lose him. I agree with you. However, I still think we're getting him back. I was 90-10 Teo. I would say I'm going to even go a little conservative here, and I'm going to say 70-30. Really a little bit more than that, but I'm going to say 70-30. Let's say I'm still 70-30 we get Teo back. If we don't, I'm just wrong. But I feel we're getting him back. I do. Definitely still feel we're getting him back. We have 36 likes on the video right now, man. Shout out to y'all. Trying to get to 50 likes before we shut it down tonight, man. 72 people in the building on YouTube, 36 likes on the video. Got to get Ron to help me out again here.
Acknowledge me, please.
Let's go ahead and get some more likes on this video, man. 36 likes on the video. We need a little bit more than that. Shout out to everyone over on Twitter X as well, tapping in. Tap that like button on the post, repost the post, and go and join the conversation. When you comment on the video, comes up on the screen here. I could put your comment up on the screen just like I do with the YouTube comments. Number one needs for the Dodgers right now is re-sign Teo, no excuses. Yeah, I think that is their top priority now, and I think that I still believe they're going to get that done. And when you guys do subscribe, make sure to turn on that notification bell as well. What's going on, Big Baby? Big Baby Sports. Make sure to go subscribe to Big Baby. He covers the Lakers over there. You can go get your Laker tantrums over there. Over there. Go check them out, man. Appreciate you for tuning in. Don't Care says, salute search. My business, people talking to each other. Phoenix Layer 1 said, finally made it here before the end of the show. Appreciate you, Phoenix. Hope you're doing well, brother. Hope your holiday season is going good as we head into the Christmas/holiday season. And there is the link to go ahead and join the membership program. Like I said, we have 3 different tiers of membership. For the less than the cost of lunch, you can get membership for an entire month. Member-only videos, member-only live streams. It's going to be a program you're going to want to be part of for all kinds of different reasons, man. So go ahead and become a member over at Empire Jeff TV. Now, I have not been doing a lot of playbacks right now just because NBA and the Lakers in general have annoyed me, and I've been struggling to find the time. But as these winter meetings wear down and baseball offseason kind of goes into the sunset, I will get back to talking Laker basketball and covering some Laker basketball and NBA in general. So that'll be coming back soon. Make sure to join my playback.tv room at playback.tv/Empire Jeff TV. When I'm in there covering the games, the first 20 people in the room that get the VIP ticket get to watch whatever I'm watching for free. And the little birdie told me that it's going to become official that MLB will be joining Playback next season. And you guys already know, man, I'm not a crossover guy. Many have tried, but many have failed to do both, right? Many have tried, many have failed. Can't just press record and cover baseball, man. You got to know the sport. So follow the minds, the baseball minds that know it, not the people who chase the clouts. Don't do that. Los Dodgers. What's going on, Los Dodgers? Teo and Tanner Scott will be cool. I think so, too. I agree with you, Los Dodgers. That would be a phenomenal pickup for both of them, man. That would be crazy. Give Teo $25 million a year for 3 years. Call it a day. And that might be where it ends up. I think that's the ceiling. I think that is the Dodgers ceiling for Teo, and that might be where it ends up. I think that's where it might end up. But let's see. We got John in the chat here. If the Dodgers front office F's around and tries to nickel and dime Teo, it's going to piss me off. He gave us a World Series championship and needs to be in Dodger blue. John, I wouldn't. Here's the thing. I wouldn't necessarily call it nickel and diming. If they offer him $23 million, if they offer him a 3-year, $65 to $70 million deal, I don't believe that's nickel and diming Teoscar Hernandez. That's just me, right? That's just me. So having said that, let's go back. Let's go back here and let's go take a look at one Teoscar Hernandez, who's had some good years. Mind you, he tied career highs in some things this year. He had a career high in some things this year. But as we go down and we look at what Teo made last year, let's go and take a look, right? And what Teo has made in his career. He's 32 years old. He's been in the game, for a minute. I don't know why it's taking so long to filter and sort all this out. Come on, Spot Track. Get it together, man. Get it together. I'm going to come back to that in a second. I'm watching as that's loading. But we'll go and look at his earnings here, right? Go and look what he's done. We know he has had career years before. We know he's had big years before. Teo has also never played for anything, right? He's never played. He's never got out of a wild card situation. He never got out of that. Comes to the Dodgers, best record in baseball. What's going on with Spot Track? Hold on a second, guys. Best record in baseball and gets himself a World Series championship his first year in LA. So while everyone's saying you got to do this, do right for Teo, the Dodgers did right by Teo. And now Teo, it's his turn to, do what a lot of these other guys have done, which is left a little money on the table to return to this team. And I'm not saying anyone should take a pay cut. I'm not asking Teo to take less than he did last year, but I'm also asking him to not go overboard and demand more. So in the meantime, while this is loading, I'm going to go and take this off the screen right now. I don't know what's going on with that site. When it comes, if that actually loads up, then we'll go ahead and we'll cover that. But I don't think the Dodgers are going to nickel and dime Teoscar Hernandez. I don't believe that to be the case at all. I think they will offer him a fair deal, and it will be up to him to either take that fair deal or turn down that fair deal. If I'm Teo, I think he makes the mistake by maybe getting a little too greedy here. I don't want to use that word. Let me take that back. That's not fair. A little too unrealistic here. Like to expect to get Freddie Mookie-ish money near that MVP money. Like I don't think that's in the cards for him, man. Always down for a good Dodger combo. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, us too. We love it. Craig, what's going on, sir? Appreciate you as always, man. Joe says Arenado signs, we lose Muncy. How do you feel about that? No, not necessarily, Joe. So what I said earlier is maybe they trade CT3. They get St. Louis to cover the cost of some of that contract, and then you put Arenado at third and you move Muncy to second. Muncy can play second. So that's something that can happen. So just keep your eyes and mind open to that one, man. Kane says, Jeff going full baseball on us. I am, man. I'll be back with basketball soon, man. It just not yet. Pretty much as simple as it is. But I hope you're doing good, Kane. Paul Anthony, what's going on, man? How much would it take to sign Tanner Scott? The rumor for Tanner Scott right now is that he wants $15 million a year for 4 years. So if that's true, then he's looking at a 4-year, $60 million deal for dominant closer money. And I don't think that's horrific. I don't think that's terrible. We've seen closers get huge deals. Josh Hader got a 5-year, 98, something like that. I don't know off the top of my head. So if you can get him for 4 years, $60 million, I don't think that's a bad deal. When you got him, you got Blake, you would have Kopech, Gratterall after half a season, Vesia, Banda. I mean, Lord, Lord have mercy. That would be an absolutely insane bullpen. And I'm here for that. I'm here for that for sure. Hearing Dave say Mookie going back to shortstop confused me. What are they thinking? Put him at second, trade Lux. And to be honest, John, they still might. Like I said, don't overreact because they just told us he was going to be at second. Now they're telling us he's going to be at short. Don't be surprised if there's some gamesmanship going on here. The Dodgers are kind of wanting teams to believe that they're covered at shortstop or they've got, that position taken care of. There may be something else in play here. So, look, I know a lot of fans don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this. And I'm not even convinced the Dodgers are even full-fledged considering this. But let's just say, for the sake of arguing, and I know you guys are going to get mad at this, and let me be clear. I don't want this to happen, but let me be clear about this. Let's just say that for some odd reason, some crazy pull in the universe, and the Dodgers are negotiating a trade for Carlos Correa. Bear with me here. Hear me out. Let's say that's their focus. I don't agree with that if that's the case, but let's say it is. If you're going through those negotiations with the team that's looking to cut payroll, and you're going to take on that money and that player for them, at least a chunk of it, you want them to believe that you have other options because they're looking to cut costs and you're looking to get them to cover as much of that contract as possible if it comes your way. Again, don't think it's going to happen. And two, I don't think it should happen. But if it is happening, you want them believing that you fine at shortstop if you don't make that deal. So there's gamesmanship here, and there's game within the game. There's negotiations, and there's things that go down here, and this is all in the game, and this is all part of it. So Mookie may not play shortstop next year. Maybe he does. We're not there yet. We'll see what other moves come up. That could just be the plan right now, and they didn't say that he's going to play 162 games at shortstop. Maybe he starts there in the beginning of the season until Miggy Rojas comes back. Maybe that buys him time on another trade. Maybe he plays there, splits between short and second, and Edman plays, splits with him until Miggy comes back. So don't just assume he's going to be the everyday shortstop because they said that today. Does not mean he's going to end up being that or be the long-term player there. Ken, what's going on, Ken? Appreciate you for tuning in. Tanner Scott will be a great pickup. I believe you. I believe you, man. I hear you, and I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you. For all the new people in the building, man, we are currently at 50 likes on the video. Let's get it. 88 people watching right now live on YouTube. We got 50 likes on the video. So if you are just coming in the room right now, or if you've been here for a few minutes and you have not dropped a like on the video, 90 people now on YouTube, please drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We would greatly appreciate it. Everyone over on Twitter X, drop a like on the post and repost the post if you be so kind. We'd appreciate it, man. Aaron, what's going on, Aaron? Mookie at shortstop is definitely mind games on the rest of the league. That's what I think. Could I be wrong? Sure. Am I? We'll see. But that could definitely be them kind of just having some gamesmanship and kind of just going through the motions here. Then people think they got more options, man. Please leave Taylor terrorizing this team. Oh, they mad at Taylor. They mad at him, man. LA sports teams. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Pablo, what's going on, man? Devin Williams was injured last year. Still think he would be a solid option as well. He was injured last year, and he's a good pitcher, and he's going into his final year of arbitration. So Milwaukee's going to move him. And so the Dodgers opportunity knocked. And they accepted, man. And they accepted. Oh, speaking of, hold on, we got something happening here. Brother Search again gifted 5 Empire Jeff TV memberships, man. Shout out to Brother Search, man. I see Julian got one. We got the Smoking Prophet got one. We got Tina Guzman got one. Caden got one, and Ryan Roman got one. So appreciate you guys. Some of these names I don't recognize. So if it's your first time listening, or you're kind of in here, usually listening, but don't join the conversation. Regardless, welcome. Appreciate you guys. Welcome to Empire Jeff TV membership program. And like I said, man, member-only videos, member-only live streams, vlogs, giveaways. Gonna do some panels with members, bring them up, just do some Q&A type stuff. So we're gonna be doing this stuff. So definitely appreciate it. If you are a new member and you were just gifted a new membership, all I ask is that you give the membership a chance and continue staying long term. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you, Brother Search. Love is love. You're always great. You're always spreading the Empire Jeff TV gospel, my brother. And I thank you so much. Now I've got to there we go. Get back to where I was here, man. Craig says Dodgers are going to do opposite this year. Go for the best pitchers and relievers. Great pitching and defense makes up for the lack of hitting at times. Yeah, I can hear you. Even though you didn't say it at times, I pretty much know what you meant. Yeah, the front office isn't messing around with the pitching again. No, I think they realize, they got lucky. They got lucky because they were able to escape basically having 2.5 starters, and they won a World Series. They're not leaving that to chance again. That's not going to happen again. That's not going to happen again. Dodgers doing Dodger things. I can't believe we're still talking about Mookie as shortstop. Wouldn't mind having Arenado if only we trade him for Taylor. Lakers Dodger for life is my favorite pessimist. He's my favorite pessimist, man. I give him so much hell. Like I'm always messing with him on it. But I love that he lets me do it. Let's see. BC says, I mean, all they've done is add Snell. I mean, they added Snell. I mean, that's not true. That's right. They added Snell. They extended Edmund. So they've done some things here. They're going to bring back Teo, I believe. I believe they're going to add Roki. So they've done some things here. Now it's just a matter of what they do. Now I feel like, what am I missing here? They re-signed Trinan, right? So they, they're on the right path here. They're on the right path here. BC says, I'm not convinced unless they go for someone like Burns or something. Convinced what? Woody025. What's going on, Woody? Jeff, any idea when you're going to start getting back into hoops? Miss your content. Probably speaking for a decent amount of people. I appreciate you. Thank you for that, Woody. Soon. Here comes Lucky. I see his tail there in the background. See Lucky throwing his culo in the picture there. Like he's flexing, he's stretching. Where'd he go? You know what, Woody? More and more people are asking me. I think people kind of, when I was telling them early on, they kind of left me alone and kind of respected I needed a break. But now I'm getting more people DMing me, messaging me, like, tell me where you at, come back. I'm gonna. I mean, it's getting closer. It's getting closer. If I had to guess, as we get closer to the holidays, I'll be back. I just went all in on baseball, became obsessed with baseball. Baseball was my first love. It was a dream of mine to cover baseball. And so, especially with this year that we had with the Dodgers, I started last off season, went full-fledged in it this year. So I greatly, greatly appreciate you, for looking for me, two, for the compliment. And soon, Woody, I promise. I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. I'm not abandoning basketball entirely. I just needed a break. Last year was so toxic, and this year is pretty bad too. And I really, really wanted to go full throttle on the Dodgers. I owed it to myself and my love to baseball and the love for this team. And to be honest, I come from a baseball family. My parents listen to this show. They watch the Lakers. They love the Lakers. I mean, but they're not all in on basketball like they are on baseball. So my family watches my show, and gets into it and breaks things down. And we talk baseball. And I really love that. And I needed a good stretch of that in my life, to be honest. And but I do love the sport of basketball almost as much as anything in this world. And I will be back soon. And again, thank you for looking for me. Thank you for the compliment. If I had to guess, I'll be back covering basketball before the end of the year. I'll be back. I got you guys, man. And the amount of people that have been looking for me in the last 7 to 10 days, it's getting there. So it's starting to make me feel the energy, even though I'm not doing shows. They're DMing me. They're asking me hypothetical trades. They're having me break down CBA stuff. I'm getting back into that flow again. So appreciate you there, Woody. Thank you, man. Lakers, not a fun team to watch. Yeah, there's that. But there's other teams to cover. There's other things in general with sports. I want Russell off my team. His teams always get better after he leaves. Michael says, Lakers, we see. I don't want to turn this into basketball tonight, man. Not going to lie. Not have been watching much Lakers since LeBron era. Says, don't care. Let's see. ENG says, Lakers suck. Need to trade LeBron, and he can't take his kid with him. Needs new ownership. David, Tony, what's going on, David? Dodgers land Scott, trade for Arenado, extend Hensley, trade Lux for Williams, Betts left, Edmund center, Arenado left, San Francisco new guy right, now Muncy third, Kiki shortstop, Lux second, Fireman first, Smith, Tyler, closer. You're building a lineup there. I see. Okay. Bridges says Teo and a bullpen pitcher would be perfect, assuming we get Roki. I think we're getting Roki. I think we're getting a bullpen guy, and I think we're bringing back Teo. So yeah, we're right on it, man. We're right on it. For real, Jet. Appreciate you, man. Hader had the best numbers at the time. Yep. I can see Soto joining the Dodgers after opting out in 5 years. That's what I'm saying. Like for the Dodgers, and you guys knew this because I talked about this at length. I did shorts on this. I did TikTok posts on this. I mentioned this in a lot of streams. This was never always about 2024 for the Dodgers. Soto may request a trade at some point. Soto may opt out, right? The Dodgers wanted to get a chance to meet him now, give him an impression. And when Freddie's money's off the books, when Glasnow's money's off the books, when Mookie's deal is coming towards the end, the Dodgers are going to be looking for that next dude that's in the middle of his prime. And I'm not guaranteeing or saying that it's going to be Soto, but I'm not saying it's not, right? And the deal, that meeting they had with him and the impression they probably made on him, who knows what that does, right? And superstars in this league talk. So maybe if it's even not Soto, when people call him and ask, yo, what was it like to meet with the Dodgers, man? What was that like? He's going to tell them. And I have a feeling it's going to be very positive. It's going to be very, very positive, man. I don't mind that kind of money for a reliever. We saw what our pen did last year. Facts. He's stuck with the Mets until he retires. He might not be. He might not be. Let's see where we have that. 56 likes on the video right now. 83 people in the building, man. Shout out to y'all on YouTube, man. Twitter has been a beast the last like 7 to 10 days or 2 weeks. But right now, YouTube's showing up and showing out tonight. 100 people on Twitter X right now. 89 people on YouTube right now. So shout out to y'all, man. Head to head right now. Head to head. But one thing I got to ask you guys that I don't do enough of this is asking to share the videos. Share the videos on your socials. Bring them over to the channel. Let them know when we're going live. If they can rewatch the live later. Help share the streams, man. Share the channel, share the streams. Let them know how great the community is. If you feel the content is great, let them know about that. Just let them know about what we do over here, NBA, MLB, and help us try to grow this channel out this year, man. This coming year in 2025, man. Appreciate y'all. And Search, again, thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. Shout out to all the new members in the building, man. Courtesy of Search. Search out here cooking with subs. Yeah, man. Search doing his thing, man. Search doing his thing. Search is now, at this point now, the last week, Search has given us 20 new members, man. But like I said, if you guys got that free membership, stick around. Stick around. Once that membership expires, like I said, we got 3 different tiers. Less than the cost of lunch, man. Less than a snack. You can get some free content, man. We post our shorts to our members before it goes. I'm going to start doing some videos that go to members before it goes to the general public and all that stuff. So I'm going to do some other stuff. I'm going to let the members help me create what goes on in that membership program. I could do, stuff outside of sports. It depends. Like whatever you guys want me to add to the channel on that side of it. Well, we can make that work. Some people lurking in the chat, not commenting. BC, that happens a lot. So I'll get cash apps for people that I have no idea who they are. And there are people I have a lot of people who listen to the show the following day at work. So, a lot of my shows go between 1 and 3 hours. So I have a lot of people who will DM me. They don't on YouTube, but they'll watch it on Twitter, and then they'll DM me like, "Hey man, love the show," or they'll send me a message, even though they watched it on YouTube. Like I'm not able to catch it live. They're in a different city. I'm a diehard Laker or a diehard Dodger fan, but I don't live in LA anymore. I listen to your show every morning on the way to work. I listen to it at work. I have a lot of people that listen not live, and so I'll get like super thanks or cash apps from people, and I don't know who they are because they're not. Over time, I start to know who they are, but in the beginning, when they're not part of the chat, I don't always know who they are, and so there are more of them out there than you think. And so when you see like the ones get the memberships who aren't normal participants of the chat, yeah, there could be people who just popped in out of nowhere for the first time. Or there are people who sit here, listen, and just don't take part in the conversation. They just listen to me talk my ass off for 1 to 3 hours. So shout out to all of them. And shout out to all of you guys, man, because it's an incredible, incredible thing, man. Man, drop a like. It's fire. Yeah, man. Appreciate you, man. It's free. It's free. It's free. Drop a like. It's free. And free is fire. Yes. What he said, respect to Search. Facts. Congrats to all the non-members. Much love too. Facts. Y'all don't do that to CT3. He was a very good player for us for a long time. He got old. It is what it is. Give him respect for what he did. And I do. And that's what I'm saying. My thing is like it's a last gift, CT3. If we get like, someone that could contribute to it, but I very much respect what CT3 has done for us. And I don't bash him. I don't get up here and bash CT3. A lot of times I've seen him get out and people just bash him like, bro, he hit that ball hard. It was just ask somebody, or he did strike out. He did this, but I'm still team CT3. I respect what he's done for this franchise. Zero respect. Whatever he gave the club was given back tenfold by joke of a contract. BC has no chill. If he had any respect for the Dodgers, he'd retire and stop being a burden on the team, but clearly he doesn't. Man, bro, he just don't like him. They won a World Series on an injury-heavy year and added Snell. Y'all chill. We're a great team. We are. This is true. You believe all the smoke that Padres can steal Rosaki from us? Padres manager was talking very confident about Roki. I mean, that's what he's supposed to do, right? What he's supposed to say, oh, we're not in it at all. I believe the Dodgers are getting him. If the Padres get him, if he goes there, it's not the same as coming here, because the thing is, Michael King may be out of there. A lot of those contracts are not going to age well. They've got money problems. They got to cut payroll. They got to move guys off of that team. If you're Roki, you're going to a team with no TV deal. You're not going for money. If you're not going to win, then what are you going for if you're Roki? You know what I mean? And my thing is, the Dodgers have been laying the foundation for Roki Sasaki for years. And I think they're getting him. Would I be shocked? I'd be surprised if they don't get him. I would be surprised if we don't get Roki, and I'd be shocked if we don't get Teo. I think we're getting both of them, to be honest with you. The people love Jeff's Laker talk. Got to hear the Bruce Brown rumors again. We need Bruce Brown. Hey, man. Hey, look, those rumors were real. Obviously, at the same time, Bruce Brown can't fix this team, right? He can't fix this team. But the Lakers, during the offseason, that was the last two offseasons, it was a real thing. Those rumors were absolutely real. And unfortunately, because you're not getting anything out of the other guys, a trade for Bruce Brown is when it makes sense now. But back then, oh man, that was very, very real. They were in on him. They've been in on him. But having said that, I haven't heard his name in circles for a minute. But they absolutely were in on him. Jeff is on a leave of absence from Laker basketball. Oh man, I'm on PTO, man. I'm on PTO. Prepare the others. Woody said, hi, Bruce would be freaking awesome. Jeffrey, appreciate for the reply. Hey, take your time out coming back. Not missing much yet. Thanks, man. No, yeah, I will be back. I will be back. And because of Bridges, I'm going to come back and talk. My first video is going to be Bruce Brown. BCE got to disagree. He earned that contract with his play in the past. He had him for the cheap when he was good. That's true, too. It's going to be like when we pay Ohtani $68 million after he's retired. He was never underpaid. They're going to battle this out. I'm going to mind my business now. I'm going to mind my business in this back and forth, man. Let's see. New Blue Order. Christoph, what's going on, man? Said, how do we neutralize elite left-handed bats in the playoffs in game-deciding situations? Batters like Ohtani, etc. There is only really one, and you know the answer. Tanner Scott. And not only do you add him to neutralize elite left-handed bats, but you stop another team from adding him to neutralize Ohtani in the Dodgers doing that. So that's exactly where I'm at with it, right? And I think his asking price is $15 million a year. I don't think that's absurd. What's going on, Roy? Appreciate you, man. Empire Jeff, what is that what is that called you are wearing? A warmer? A hoodie? A warmer. This is a fleece. This is a Nike fleece. This is the first non-Dodger. No, I wore a Giants hoodie yesterday. I've been basically nothing but Dodger gear since we won. I've been rubbing it in everywhere. Like, we get it already. Like, no, you don't. No, you don't. But yeah, it's been very rare when I don't wear Dodger stuff. And yesterday I was wearing my disgraceful New York Giants attire. New Blue Order said subscribe. Hey, appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to all the new subscribers. Shout out to everyone who's dropped a like on the video, man. Shout out to those who have shared the video. 88 people in here right now. We are approaching 1,000 views, and we are at 63 likes on the video. Man, what a night. What a night. You know, I'm not a monster channel here with something like 20,000, 25, 10,000, whatever, subs. I'm sitting over here with my nice little humble 1,700 and change. Doing pretty well with those numbers, man. So appreciate you guys, man. The views line up similar with my subs, and that's what you want. You got people with 25,000, they get 3,000 views. What's the point in that, man? Let me, if you sub, watch. That's how I see it, right? And that's where we at. So appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for your time, man. Let's see. Jeff really appreciates all of so much, but yeah, facts. I usually am working when Jeff streams. I do the same. I watch the streams later on after work. Took me like 1 week to watch a championship stream, but I watched it all. What with me and Joe? Yeah, man. But I had to go to work the next day. I didn't even care. I didn't even care. That was fun, man. That was an emotional night. I got to watch that game with my dad, man. So that was, and my mom, obviously, both of them. But I hadn't seen a championship game with my dad for my team. I don't think ever. I'm the son of a truck driver. When the Dodgers won in 2020, he was on the road. I called him. He was blasting the horn on the truck horn on the freeway, man. But yeah, that was a fun night. Shout out to Joe, man. New Blue Order says, so glad to hear that Scott is on the table. Some of us have been wanting Tanner for 2 years now. You should know Dodger bullpen was ranked 6th the last 2 years by MLB. Yep. For real. And like Tanner Scott, the Dodgers were in on him at the trade deadline. And so were the Yankees. And San Diego kind of came in out of nowhere. Yeah, San Diego knew the Dodgers in him. San Diego thought that Tanner Scott was the Dodgers trade deadline target, the one that they were going to get done. So they thought that they ended their trade deadline. And then Flaherty hit at the deadline, right? So the Dodgers actually were kind of building that up. And Flaherty was their guy pretty much the whole time. And Flaherty and Edman was, and Kopech and those guys. The guys that the guys that they really wanted, they got most of them. So they got Tanner Scott. The Dodgers were in on him. And if they can get him now, that would be incredible. Woody says, Jeff is humble for real. I consider myself to be a humble guy. I would agree with that. Yeah, I wasn't talking about you with the CT3 disrespect, Jeff. No, I know. I think at some point I kind of split the middle there, right? My thing is like I'm kind of one of these dudes too, right? Now, obviously, Flaherty wasn't here the same amount of time the CT3 was, but my thing with Flaherty was I absolutely respect and appreciate what he did for us to help us get to the playoffs and a couple games he had in the playoffs that were masterful. But I don't want Flaherty back. I don't mean that disrespectfully. It just I'm hearing he's going to get a 5 or 6 year deal. I don't want that. And the guy just couldn't give you two outings in a series. I appreciate what he did. I'm very appreciative, thankful, respectful of what he did. But I always felt, especially now, since the season ended, he ended up being a rental. I wish him well, except against us. And I thank him for his services. And again, we don't win it without him. We don't get there without him. So I remember being at a game when it was like 102 degrees and he went 8 or 9 innings. Like he did some things for us that helped us get to where he did. And I will forever respect that. He's forever a champion. But he's not a guy I want here long term. And but I'm not going to come at him crazy, right? Because I still appreciate him. Not afraid of Sasaki. Mexico got him out of the game early in the WBC. I'm not afraid of him, but he's going to be better than he was then. He's going to continue to get better. My thing with Sasaki is you add him with Yamamoto and Ohtani, and as he continues to grow and you get him for that less, and he's like your 4th or 5th guy, then I'm like, okay, let's get it, man. Let's get it. But you get him in here with the Dodgers, and I think he just become special. Just couldn't score enough on their damn bullpen. Yep. John, what's going on? John, Teo is gone if they sign Scott. I don't think so, because the money they were going to potentially had earmarked for Soto. So I've been saying all off season that the Dodgers probably were going to get Teo, a bullpen piece, a starting pitcher, and they were going after a shortstop. This all still kind of lines up here. So if they get Tanner Scott, I don't believe that has anything one way or another to do with Teo, because those things are two different situations there. What's going on, Ruben? Aaron Judge can't wait for the ball to drop in New York City on New Year's Eve. Let's go Dodgers, right? They call him Arson Judge. Yeah, man. I feel bad for Aaron Judge, man. But at the end of the day, he's their captain over there. He's their guy. He had a monster season. He'll have another monster season. And, it's his first time in the World Series. Sometimes it be that way. It be that way sometimes. Sometimes you show up when the lights are brightest and you don't deliver your first time. That is not abnormal in a lot of sports. So Aaron Judge did get there. Same thing as I spoke about Flaherty, unanimous MVP for him. The New York Yankees do not go anywhere this season without Aaron Judge. So shout out to him, and I expect him to have a monster season again next year. Chris Taylor was making $3 million, then $6 million. He was a steal for 3 years. Yeah, he was. Not just repeating. Yes, PC. Facts. In my business as people talk to each other here. Alfonso, what's going on, Alfonso? Rumors Padres are in Teoscar. Could be real. AJ Preller was spotted at a speedy cash quick loans. That's funny, man. That we know wouldn't it be funny as hell? Wouldn't it be funny as hell? And I know this isn't gonna happen, but I mean the ultimate troll move is if the Padres tried to muck that up and then Teo went somewhere else and the Dodgers like, all right, we're gonna go get Profar. Bye. Like that would be comedy. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I'm just saying. Bridget says, I see you, Jeff, almost 2K. These other YouTubers faking streams and subs like Drake. Hey, man, this is 100% authentic, organic, and real. I've never been a guy that's worried too much about the stature of having 10, 15, 20,000 subs. Because the majority of guys, and again, I'm speaking general here, not anyone directly. I want to be clear about that because people get their panties in a bunch. There's a lot of people that got like 25K, 30K, whatever, and they don't get nowhere near that amount of views, right? I'd rather have 2,000 views and 1,200, 1,300 views. Subscribers. Like I'd rather have closer, the amount of views closer to the subscriber rank, right? The subscribers mean nothing if my views are nowhere near that, right? The way I see it. If I walk in and say, oh, I got 30,000 views, but my last video had 300 watches, like who cares? No one cares about that. The subscribers at that point, right? I want my math to make sense. I want it to be a little bit more, really, meets the middle there. So for me, I also take my time, a lot more time with the chat. And as my channel grows, I've still continued to do that. I've been in here where I had 50 views, answered every chat. I've been in here where I had 4,000 views and chat going ballistic and answered every single chat. I'm going to try to keep going with that as long as it goes. It's one of the main reasons I don't do panels. It's one of the main reasons, like I don't just post a bunch of videos. I jump in here live and I want to, talk to you guys. This is me and you guys. This isn't just me. Whether it's the first 10, 15 minutes where I do my thing, and then the rest is me incorporating you. I may at some points go on for 3-4 minutes at a time, but I come back home to the chat. I prefer that kind of style. I don't like a panel where people are just over talking each other and stuff like that. So the way I kind of always wanted to do my channel is the way I've done my channel. And sometimes it hurts me because I can't grow like some of these other people who do clickbait. Like you said, there's a lot of people who fudge the numbers, but Google's not stupid. Over time, they usually they catch that, and guys get demonetized and stuff like that, and they play victim, but they know what they did, right? So for me, it's like I'm just up here talking. I have no expectations. It's nice to get super chats. It's nice to have memberships. It's nice to get something out of it. But at the end of the day, when I have a stream and I don't get a single super chat, no cash apps, likes are low, no memberships, I still walk out of it enjoying it. Like I still enjoy it. I get out, like my wife's like, how'd the show? I go, that was fun tonight. Some of my best shows were ones where like, or the funnest shows, some of them were where like I made nothing, absolutely nothing. And I'm perfectly fine with it because it was a great show. It was a great show. And I feel like I've had a lot of great shows. And I feel like I've had a lot of great interactions, a lot of great conversations. And as we continue to do that, that's what this whole thing is about to me. I don't always take it. I always say this, and sometimes people get upset. But I always say none of us on the internet are ever as big as we think we are anyways. I don't lose sight of that. You know what I mean? I will never lose sight of that because I believe in that fundamentally. We are never, ever as big as we think we are. And we're one thing away from losing everything on the internet, right? So for me, it's just me pulling up after a day, whatever I got going. Or if I don't got a whole bunch going on today, I'll pull up randomly earlier on. It's getting up here and talking sports. That's all it is to me. If it becomes something, it becomes something. If it doesn't, I'm just talking sports. I don't want to say I don't take it serious because I take the content serious. I take the quality serious. But I'm not out here saying if I don't get to 20,000 subs, this ain't real or this sucks. This is what I'm trying to do. It's not my main objective. My main objective is good content, quality content, and quality over quantity. That's my focus. And I believe in the long run, that will lead to success if it's meant for me. It's not. If it's not, then I show up and I talk sports and I still have fun. This ain't my career. It'll probably never be my career. I have a good career. And I just like doing this. This is kind of a hobby. This is something extra. Keeps my ass home. You know what I mean? Instead of going out and blowing 250 on a Monday Night Football game, right? At the bar. My wife loves that. Lucky loves that. Speaking of Lucky. But yeah, so my approach to this stuff is a lot different than everyone else. And I'm not nothing special. I'm no YouTube or internet savior. Like I said, I'm just me. And I approach it very different than a lot of people on here. And probably always will. But appreciate you, Bridges. BC Roy says BC just loves seeing the arrogant Yankee fans lose again. Mets not getting past the Dodgers. We set the bar. Facts. Still think the Phillies are our toughest matchup. A record versus the Dodgers since 2022 season. Yeah, for sure. I was a little worried about the Phillies. The Phillies and the Padres were the two teams I was worried about, and we only had to go through one of them. Get Sasaki become the Los Angeles Dodgers of Japan. BC, when we played Phillies full strength, Phillies had no chance. Our pitching had been upgraded. That's true. Yeah, that's true. What is Lucky doing here? Hope so. They should be favorites versus anyone next year. More stuff coming out on Soto. Looks like Yankees wouldn't budge on giving Soto a suite for his family. Steve Cohen included a suite for his family. That sealed the deal. I saw that too. Because he had that situation at Yankee Stadium with his family. So that was pretty important to him. So yeah, I did hear about the suite. I forgot to mention and bring that up. So thank you for bringing it up. One second, guys. Mr. Lucky has stolen my shoe. So give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back with you. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I may have to hold on a second. Come here. Hold on a second. May have to put him on. He's got his Christmas sweater. Look at this guy with his little hot cocoa thing that my wife put this sweater on for him. He's got a little hot chocolate package on the back of his sweater. Come on, baby. Get out. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. When Lucky gets turned up, Not much I can do about it. He pulled the pin on the grenade and said, "It's time. It's time." So he went nuts here, man. He went nuts here, and he's looking to cause mischief right now. Come here, Luck. Come here, buddy. Beagles, y'all. Beagles. Let's see. Bridges says, "Jeff, you building something long term for sure." Appreciate you, Bridges. Let's see. Bill. You can always tap that Cash App. What's good, my brother Jeff? Get the likes up and subscribe to the channel. If you are new, and tell a friend or a family member about the channel. Appreciate you, Lewis. He said, Trade Freeman. What is this guy doing here? Dinosaur 53. What are you doing? You designing nonsense up here with that. Come on now, man. I know you trolling. Roy says, Jeff, for first time in my life, I have no interest in watching the NBA. The Lakers or the rest of the league are putting out a product that's not worth watching. Yeah, I feel bad that I have to admit that too. Sorry, Lucky caused some havoc here. I have to admit that too, and it bothers me to say that. It really, really does. I love basketball, and right now it's a tough product. Where does Lux fit into the Dodger mix? I don't know right now. That remains to be seen, and I think that will come clearly. Will come a little bit more clear sooner. Search as I love Lucky. Lucky a hot mess. So my wife put a Christmas sweater on, and he said I drank Santa's hot cocoa, and he's got like a hot cocoa packet on the back of the sweater. I'm like, what is going on here, man? With this dude. Lucky is a certified fool, man. Jeff has the decoy. He has his decoy. I do, man. Lucky, for those who've been around the channel long enough, Lucky has disrupted plenty of shows, from running off with my mic cover to ripping the cord out of my headphones to pulling the power cord on the stream. Lucky has been part of this show since the beginning. He chooses when he wants on the show, and he announces his presence with authority, like he did right now. He tried to climb on my lap. I tried to dismiss him. He said, you don't dismiss me. And he took my shoe, right? Took my shoe right off my foot, took it. I'm like, so I had to go get it from him. And then he said, okay, I'm getting on your lap. Let the people see me. The people want me. That's what Lucky said. And now he's back chewing on something that I got to determine what it is. But that's Lucky, man. That's Lucky. Trade Freddy is crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. That's a troll right there. Bless you all for being here. Facts. Me and Jeff appreciate all you. Facts. No repeats in baseball for 6 years. First time since 1970. Yeah, basketball. Post NBA ABA merger. Lucky is basically running this show. He is, man. But it is man, what a night. Tanner Scott potentially, Teoscar Hernandez coming back potentially. Some other things being added potentially. So it's gonna be a fun conversation over these coming days, man. Lucky just wants to be known. He can end this show whatever he wants, and he can, and he kind of is right now because he's going ballistic over here in my living room over here. So I'm gonna have to, yeah. I'm hoping I'm hoping my Christmas tree is still standing right now. I just heard something that was uncomfortable to hear. So on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down in the night because my beagle is a terrorist, and I don't negotiate with terrorists. So I'm gonna go. I have to take him for a walk. Really, he's gonna win. He's gonna win. So I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all. Let's keep an eye on this Tanner Scott situation. Let's keep an eye on the Teoscar Hernandez situation and the Dodgers situation. And again, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I appreciate that. Drop a like on the video on the way out. We reached 1,000 views before we went offline and 71 likes. Shout out to y'all over on Twitter X as well. Love y'all. Have a good rest of your night. Hold on, one last question. Trent wants to be a Dodger. You think he can pull the trigger? I think Burns might be too much for another starting pitcher after Snell, but who knows? Crazier things have happened. But enjoy the rest of y'all night. Y'all have a good Tuesday. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Love y'all. Be safe. Go Dodgers. Search. You the man, brother. I freaking love you. Thank you for donating more of those memberships, man. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all have a good one. Peace.